your two hosts, Carlos and Dylan.
How you doing today, Dylan? First off, before we get on the serious note, I want you to know I enjoy working with you. It's been awesome, and it will continue to be awesome.
Well, I appreciate you. I enjoyed being on here. I love, joining in, and I'm excited to get to another episode.
Okay. What are your first thoughts on the upcoming game against Tennessee?
Yeah, I think my first thoughts are just I think Florida has a good chance to win this football game. I think, we haven't won a football game in a while, so it's a little tough to say that, but I really do believe that, we've seen what the Swamp can do to Tennessee. I think we have enough talent to compete with their talent, and I'm excited. I mean, first home game in a little bit. First game, I feel like truly Florida. I mean, obviously Kentucky, I felt like they should have won that game, but truly a game that I'm expecting them to win since Kentucky. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what, Billy Gonzalez can have the boys excited, ready to go. I mean, we're getting a big player back. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little later, but very exciting. And, I just hope we get another Tennessee flop in the Swamp.
Yeah. Any words on the availability report or injury report?
Yeah, so I mean, I alluded to it a little bit. We're getting Caleb Banks back, which is awesome. I mean, he wasn't even on the report. I don't think anyone really expected him to come back until a couple reports dropped about it. That's super exciting. I think, our defense has already been awesome. I think our team has a really good defense. Him coming back just makes it so much better. We'll see if he's 100%. I'm hoping. I mean, I don't think they'd rush him back too much. And I think, I mentioned it last episode. He wants to come back and kind of prove his draft stock and improve it a little bit. But I'm really excited for him. A couple other names. I mean, you saw how long it was. That was like the longest report.
Yeah, there was a meme on X of all the football players coming out on crutches out of the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, it feels like that. But I know VB3 is still questionable. I thought that he had a chance to go last week, and I think he truly did. So I'm gonna stick with that. He's a good chance.
He was a game time decision last week.
Yeah.
You could tell he was upset.
Yeah. My expectations is that he's back. This week we'll see. I'll be at the game, so follow my Twitter if you guys want. I'll be the first one. We got the binoculars in the seats. Me and Kim Parker will be looking for if he's playing. But yeah, other than that, I think Florida's got a lot of injuries, but they have talent. We've been over this. You're gonna miss some guys every week, but you're getting a guy like Caleb Banks back, getting VB3 back hopefully, and that's really exciting.
Your thoughts on the last quarterback we beat to win a national title as a coach, Josh Heupel?
Yeah, I think he's a really good coach. I think, he has a tough offense. It's hard to stop, but Florida in the past has found ways to stop it. I think they got a good squad this year. I've kind of been sleeping on them this year. They're kind of not on my radar necessarily. There's a couple rivals that, you're always watching and paying attention to. Tennessee has kind of been a sleeper this year in a way, but I still think they're a really good football team. I think he's a really good coach. We see it every year. His offense finds a way to succeed. I'm a Giants fan. You see it on my polo. Jalen Hyatt, he fooled us into thinking Jalen Hyatt was a beast wide receiver. He's terrible now. So his offense can transform players. His offense is a great unit. I mean, we saw it with Galesh a little bit. He has that Tennessee flavor to him, and I wouldn't say USF's offense really beat up on Florida. I mean, they scored 18 points, but it was enough to beat Florida. So, I think he's a great coach. I think Florida's shown that they can beat him. I think it will be a good game, and this is his shot. I think this is his real shot to say let's stop this Swamp curse that we have, and they're gonna give it their all to beat Florida, even if it's a team that's not ranked, a team that record-wise isn't supposed to be on the same field as them. They're gonna give it their all, and it's gonna be a dogfight for sure.
This is just a fun question because I looked up his record as a Tennessee head coach. in 6 years. He's 55-20.
Yeah,
Would you consider him an outside dark horse to leave Tennessee and possibly come to LSU or Florida?
that's a fun one. I think I don't know if he does leave there. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that I've heard anything of it. I haven't. I haven't heard his name even being thrown out there. But there's always a chance. I think Florida and LSU would definitely. He'd probably be high up on their list. I think he's shown that he's a winning football coach. Like you said, great record as a time there. I think he's proven himself pretty well. And there's always the possibility that maybe he says, all right, it's not working out here at Tennessee. Time to try to take it to the next level at a different school. Kind of the same way we're thinking about Lane Kiffin. But I wouldn't say he's in the running. I wouldn't say Florida is pushing for him. But I would say, like, if it was just, who's a couple guys you would want, and his name was out there, I would be down for that for sure. I think he's a
Yeah,
great
the reason I asked that too is because I don't know if Tennessee's going to be happy with 9-3, 10-2, and you're not competing for the playoffs because he's got a nice record. But look at a good example, Ryan Kelly, nice record, and he still got fired.
Yeah, that's very true. I think, Tennessee fans will tell you differently, but I don't think Tennessee exactly is the type of program that can, say, hey, you got to get him out of here. I think he's kind of transformed them a little bit, brought them back to a level that, we respect. So I don't know, maybe they get too big for their britches and they run him out of town. But I think he's a great coach for, the program, the type of program that they are. And if I was a Tennessee fan, I'd be pretty grateful for him.
Okay. And there's also a rumor that he might be waiting for Oklahoma to open up.
Well, looking at how they look now, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. It looks close for a little bit. They're a good football team this year.
Yes, they are. What can we expect now that we have Caleb Banks back from this defense? Are we going to see an elite defense because we have one of our leaders back, or is it going to be the same type of defense?
I mean, I would say that our defense was pretty elite this whole year. I think, obviously with the injuries that we have and with everything going on, they've kind of fallen off a little, but I don't have any complaints on our defense. I think, obviously when you give up over 200 rushing yards to a running back at Ole Miss, it's tough. You can't really say they're elite defense, but I have no complaints about our defense. I think Caleb Banks just makes them that much better. I think we'll have a really good defense on Saturday with the swamp environment that has proven to drive Tennessee a little crazy. So I think it will be a great defensive performance. I think that our tackles and our D tackles have held it down since he was gone. Not saying that they're as good as him, but I think Brendan Bett, Micah Burrow, guys like that, Joseph Mbachu, all these guys, I know a couple of them are banged up now, but all these guys have held it down. So I think, him coming back will definitely add to this defense. I don't think it's going to be like any game changing where we're like, wow, this is the greatest defense of all time. I think our problems with this defense are more in the secondary. We have a bunch of injuries there. Say what you will about the safeties. I know a lot of people have their problems with the safeties, but I think that's where a couple of our problems lay in seeing this defense kind of take a step back just because we've had so many injuries. I mean, you're running out there Javari Flowers, who has done great, but still a young guy. You're running out there Lagonza Hayward. You're running out a lot of young guys. So I think Caleb Banks will be a great addition, but I'm not expecting this defense to, take it to a level that we've never seen before. I think they're still just going to be a great unit like we've seen all year.
I might get the wrong reporter, but I did a video today that's going to come out tomorrow on the importance of 2026 being critical for Hermione McLean, especially the fact that we were going to have a new head coach, hopefully okay. But saying that it's critical because he's taking steps forward, but he still has room for improvement and hasn't, quote unquote, according, this was Terrence Briggs, I believe, that wrote the article,
Correct. Yeah.
hasn't reached elite level yet. What do you think about 2026 being critical? Because technically he can come out if he wants to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You don't expect him to come out and go to the draft.
Yeah, shout out my guy Terrence Briggs. Great stuff from him.
Shout out Terrence. I'd love to have you on the channel sometime.
There we go. I've talked a lot about Cormani McClain. I think, we've seen him break out this year. I think he's been a great corner for us. But, like you mentioned and like Briggs mentioned, I think there is plenty of room to grow for him. And I don't think he's an NFL corner just yet where it's like, yeah, this guy's going first round. Yeah, this guy will be, a starting cornerback at the next level. I think there's plenty for him to need to prove. And I think that comes in 2026. I mean, you got to remember that this kid is a redshirt sophomore. So he's really only played 2 years. Even in those years, he wasn't playing too much. I mean, at Florida, he redshirted the first year, didn't play too much. Colorado didn't play too much. This year, even at the start, he wasn't a starter. He was in there, but he wasn't in there as much. So he's still, developing. He's still learning. I think he's a great cornerback. I think he has all the traits to be a great cornerback. I mean, the speed, the length, the, versatility is all there. But I think there's plenty for him to improve on, and that will come next year. And I think he can take a even bigger step than he did this year. And, like I said, he's a young guy. So I'm really excited to see him. I fully expect him to be back next year. But you never know how stuff unfolds. But I think, his time at Florida has been a little bit of a resurgence, and he seems to be, having fun again. I just saw a TikTok of his the other day where he made a TikTok where everyone was hanging out in the locker room and they came out and he was on the field and he was like, I just love football. I'm grinding. So it seems like he's having fun again. It seems like he's kind of growing back into the Cormani McClain we knew coming out of high school. And I'm really excited to see him continue to grow.
Do you believe he's matured or has this staff? I'm not trying to take shots at the staff, guys. I'm going to clear that up first. Has this staff not fully developed him correctly, or was it the fact that he went to Colorado and he thought he was an A1 corner and then had that fall from grace with Deion Sanders and just left, and that kind of shot his confidence? And because he's going into year 3, which we don't normally see with a 5-star and or a former 5-star. Was he truly a 5-star, or is the staff just holding him back because they didn't give him a starting role? Because I even hyped him up during the offseason. I did 3 videos on the kid.
I mean, I wouldn't say anyone was holding him back, and I wouldn't say he's at a spot that he shouldn't be at. I honestly think this year he's, you hear 5-star and you expect, the Dallas Wilson, the Jeremiah Smith to break out on the scene. Yeah, but there's plenty of 5-stars that don't do that, and I think that doesn't mean that their career is over. I think everyone's journey is different. I think, we saw him get to Colorado and have so many problems. There's a reason he was a walk-on. He wasn't technically a walk, but he was a walk-on at the University of Florida. There's a reason not a lot of teams were going after him. It wasn't a Florida thing. He hadn't been at Florida yet. He got here, and I think, even last year, in the short playing time, he made a couple plays. Kentucky, the pick 6 was incredible. Made a couple plays here and there, and then this year he's broken out. So I don't think, there's nothing to blame the Florida staff with. I don't know what was going on at Colorado. I don't know if that was a him thing or a Colorado thing. I think he'll tell you himself that he's matured a lot. We talked to him in the media for the first time a couple weeks ago. It was an awesome interview, and he definitely seems like, a completely different kid than he was. And I'm excited for him. I think he's matured a lot, and I think he's on his own path. I'm not going to say, oh, someone failed him and now he's failed. I don't think he's failed. I think he's got plenty of time to make that push for the NFL, and I think that he's doing it right now. I think the film that he's putting up right now is not necessarily going to get him drafted just yet, but it's a great start. And, you got to build a lot of film to get drafted in the NFL, but I think he's starting off well, and we could see him by next year being in the talks for an early pick if everything goes right.
I hope he's round one because in one of my videos, I said he's a first round pick talent. So I hope he makes me vindicated on that because I love the kid coming out of high school. We're gonna do the 2 Friday games on top of the Saturday games because I just think that we need to talk about those two because I know there's one team you like a lot and the other team you play next week.
Sounds good.
FSU at North Carolina State.
Yeah, this one's a good one. I mean, we play FSU next week. This one's tough because I'm a big NC State fan. I think CJ Bailey's a great quarterback.
They got blown out last week.
Yeah, they got blown out last week.
I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be closer.
I think they have a lot of problems on that team, and I don't think they're necessarily competing yet, but so does FSU. I think this is pretty evenly matched. I think FSU's favored pretty strongly here, but I'm tempted to pull the upset NC State. I'm going to say that FSU wins just because it feels like they kind of have to win. Mike kind of has to win because if you lose to NC State and then you lose to Florida, you're on a tough downward spiral here, and you're giving them plenty of reasons to fire you. So I'm going with Florida State just because they needed that much more, but this is a good game.
I like the kid from NC State, but I wasn't impressed with the Miami game. Give me Florida State. And Dylan and mine, well, mainly Dylan, but I've gotten on the Hawaii bandwagon because of Dylan. And I know where I'm going with this because I can't stand the other coach. I like him as a coach, but I can't stand him because he failed Florida when he was here, and he's still crying about Florida, and he hasn't been here in 4 years. But Hawaii at UNLV and Dan Mullen.
I'm definitely staying up for this game. This is going to be an awesome game. I mean, you said I love Hawaii. On the other side, as much as it's Dan Mullen, so it's like, oh, I don't like Dan Mullen. I love Anthony Calandria. Quarterback. Yep. That kid is so fun to watch. I've compared him to Diego Pavia. I think he's that type of college quarterback. So I will definitely be watching this game. As for picking it, it's so hard because I love both teams. I think Hawaii definitely has their shortcomings. I think they also have a lot to like about them, like I said. So I'm going to take Hawaii here. I'm always picking Hawaii at the end of the day, I feel like. And I think just the defense, both defenses are not solid. The over is definitely hitting, but I think that Hawaii's offense just plays more winning football than UNLV does. I think UNLV at times can get a little crazy with the football. So give me Hawaii here.
Give me Hawaii, and I'm going to ask you a question because I saw this today on X. They had Kiffin going to Florida, Dan Mullen going to Ole Miss, and I forgot who they had going to LSU. But they had somebody else going to LSU, and the head coach from Tulane going to Auburn.
Yeah, I think that's relatively believable.
One and done for Mullen at UNLV.
I think Dan Mullen himself will tell you that UNLV is not the standard of program that he's looking for. I think he's done a great job of proving himself that he can coach at a higher level than UNLV. I mean, they're 8-2 right now. I think, one and done is definitely a possibility.
That wouldn't be a bad Lane Kiffin replacement. But Miss, let me tell you something. He doesn't like to recruit.
Hey, so, maybe he's changed. Who knows?
I'm gonna pick Hawaii on that one. Just because I'm gonna go with Dylan and the fact that he likes Hawaii. I do like the quarterback at UNLV. But I'm still gonna pick Hawaii. And let me see if it's an upset. UNLV giving 2.5, so it would be considered an upset.
Crazy. I think it's 2.5 is a good line.
Rutgers at Ohio State.
Yeah, give me Ohio State here. I don't think there's much to talk about Ohio State.
Yeah, give me Ohio State. There's nothing to talk about here. Sam at Texas A&M, which I thought Texas A&M was gonna fall out of the playoffs last week with that
game. Crazy game. I stopped watching after halftime. I had to go somewhere, and then I'm like, no way, they came back from that. That was crazy.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I was like, no.
Crazy, but I mean, this one's another one. Not much to talk about. Samford gave UF.
Yep.
They'll give Dan Mullen problems at UF, but they're not giving Texas A&M problems.
Exactly. I'm going Texas A&M, and I don't Ohio State. I said Ohio State last time. Mizzou. Oh, I know who they had at LSU. Dirk.
Eli.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I can see it.
Number 22, Mizzou at number 8, Oklahoma.
Yeah, these are two teams I like. Give me Oklahoma. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Missouri's quarterback's still out.
Yes.
And Oklahoma, like I said, they're a really good football team. I think they continue to win into the playoffs. So give me Oklahoma here.
Yeah, give me Oklahoma. He's playing with his backup quarterback, and he may have one foot out the door. Might be Florida, might be LSU, might be Auburn. So, who knows? University of Miami with Joe Cristobal and Virginia Tech with their interim coach, who now has a head coach by the name of James Franklin.
Yeah. Give me I think Miami wins this one. It would be fun to see them choke it away. That might come next week. So give me Miami here, but that's a good hire for Virginia Tech. And I mean, I've already seen Penn State commits are all going to visit. So good hire
for real?
Virginia Tech.
I haven't checked the Penn State boards because
they got like 6 Penn State commits visiting their games. So
they're gonna follow James, I guess.
Yeah. So good hire for sure.
Give me Miami. Minnesota at Northwestern.
Ugly game. I'm going to go with Northwestern. I think Minnesota's probably favored. Most people are probably picking Minnesota. I've shared my displeasure with Minnesota football, and Northwestern has actually been somewhat impressive sometimes when I watch them. So give me Northwestern.
Northwestern given 3.5.
Oh, there you go. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, give me Northwestern. I thought it was a little more crazy than that.
Give me Northwestern. This is going to be a good game. Too bad it's at 12 o'clock because I don't have ATVs to watch a bunch of them. Louisville at SMU.
Yeah, this will be a good game. This will definitely be a good game. I'm going to go with Louisville here. I think SMU is just not consistent enough for me to believe in them. I think Louisville hasn't been that elite, but I think they get it done here against an inconsistent SMU team.
Yeah, he got a contract extension, but I think they gave him credit for what he did last year. Give me Louisville. I like SMU, but they're not the same team they were last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Delaware at Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. Banger right here. This is a fun one. Give me Delaware. No. Give me Wake Forest. Give me Wake Forest here. I thought about it for a second, but I think Wake Forest is the better football team. Even though it's kind of ugly on ugly again.
Yeah, give me Wake. I don't think Delaware has enough firepower to compete with Wake, but give me Wake. And this is a shit show. The next one. Kansas at Iowa State.
Kansas at Iowa State. That is a tough one to pick.
Yeah, that's a shit show. I don't know which one to pick.
I'm gonna go with Kansas. I like Kansas. There's been times where they've let me down when I pick them. So I'm just gonna keep letting it happen to me. Give me Kansas here. Let's hope that they don't let me down again.
Give me. I'm gonna just flip a coin. I'm gonna look at the spread, but Iowa State giving 3.5. Give me Iowa State. Tulsa at Army.
Ooh, Tulsa Army. I'm gonna go with Army here. I think Army. We talk about these military schools. They're a tough team every time. Obviously, there's some military guys, so they're gonna be tough. I think Tulsa's kind of just a middling team. So is Army, but I think Army is just gonna play that hard-nosed football and get it done. Give me Army here.
Yeah, give me Army. I agree with Dylan on that one. CLT at Georgia. I already know which way I'm going. Oh, number 4 Georgia. Sorry.
Yeah, this one doesn't need much talking. Give me Georgia here.
Yeah, give me number 4 Georgia. Unfortunately, Kirby Smart has him back in the playoff hunt. Washington State at James Madison.
Oh man, this is tough. I mean, I think James Madison. Everyone's going to be picking James Madison. I love me some Washington State.
I love their quarterbacks at Washington State.
Zevi. I love Zevi, man.
Yep.
I think I'm going to have to go with Washington State. They've just turned it around. I know it's going to be a huge upset, but give me Washington State in a fun one. I think they come out and they surprise.
Give me Army, give me Georgia, and give me Washington State, in case I didn't say the last 3. Baylor at Arizona. I know which way I'm going because I've gotten bit by a specific team 3 times.
Oh, by the way, I just got a notification that Bo Pribula, Missouri's quarterback, is upgraded to questionable. So we might have to repick that game at this point.
Okay.
I'm still holding on to Oklahoma, but that's an interesting one. As for Baylor, Arizona, I'm going with Arizona. I think Arizona's been the better football team this year. Baylor, I had high hopes for, but it's been an up and down year. So give me Arizona here.
Yeah, give me Arizona. Baylor's not the Baylor I'm used to. Give me Arizona. And give me a second because my phone closed on me. So I gotta go back and find these. Old Dominion at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, give me Old Dominion. You know how we feel on this show about Old Dominion.
Yep,
They just
Old Dominion. Give me Old Dominion. A small school. I don't know who they are. I can't tell. At Alabama.
Eastern Illinois. I remember that one. I'm gonna go with Alabama here. I don't have to explain myself too much. Give me Alabama.
Yeah, give me Alabama. I'm still in shock that they're still on the inside of the playoffs. I thought they would fall, but they're still on the inside. Mercer at Auburn.
Yeah, give me Auburn. I mean, I guess. I think Auburn's the better team. They should win this game, even if it's ugly to pick a team that hasn't been too good this year.
Give me Alabama. Give me Auburn. Missouri State at
Kansas State versus Missouri State. Give me Kansas State. I think Missouri State's kind of just – they're not a great football team, even if their records – otherwise, give me Kansas State here.
Give me Kansas too. Nevada at Wyoming.
Ooh, Nevada, Wyoming. I'm gonna go with Nevada here. Give me Brock Purdy's brother. I believe he plays at Nevada. Give me Nevada. I know they haven't had a great season this year, but give me them in a little bit of an upset.
Give me Nevada. Wyoming's had a down season pretty much. Not the Wyoming we're used to. And they both had a bad year. But give me Nevada. On this one, I'm just throwing up a dime here and see what happens. Ball State at Toledo.
Yeah, this one's pretty simple too. I mean, Ball State, I've shared that, they have a fun quarterback, but I still think Toledo is the much better team. Give me Toledo here.
Yeah, I agree with Dylan. Give me Toledo on this one. Marshall at App State.
Ooh, Marshall, App State. I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to go with App State. I think Marshall's had the better season, but I just think, App State is the better. Actually, Marshall has a former UF quarterback on their squad. I think Carlos Del Rio. I saw that. I was watching last week. I saw that.
I think he's on the Marshall team, if I'm not mistaken.
So give me, I got to
Marshall give him 5.5.
Give me Marshall. Give me Marshall. Give me my UF guys. Give me Carlos Del Rio. I thought he was a good quarterback. I saw him at Syracuse a couple times. He was pretty solid. So give me them.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dylan. I was gonna go with Marshall in the first place. Give me Marshall. UConn at FAU.
UConn, FAU. I'm gonna go UConn. I think UConn's favored here. I think UConn's had a better year, so give me UConn.
I'm just curious. UConn favored by 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Give me UConn here.
Give me UConn. Liberty at La Tech.
Ooh, Liberty, La Tech. I'm gonna go with Liberty. I trust them a little more. Give me Liberty.
Give me Liberty, even though La Tech's the bigger program. Sam Houston State at Middle Tennessee State. I had to think about it for a little bit.
Yeah, I started smiling when you said Sam Houston because I already knew I was picking the other team. I didn't even figure who. Give me Middle Tennessee. Sam Houston has been really bad this year. Really bad.
Give me Middle Tennessee State. New Mexico State at UTEP.
Ooh, New Mexico State, UTEP. What's the spread of this one? I'm curious.
I'll tell you right now. UTEP giving 3.5.
Really? Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna go UTEP. I think, Malachi Nelson's there. He's a solid quarterback. As much as it's I think this is a 50-50 game a little bit. I'm gonna go UTEP.
By the way, I know this wouldn't happen, but fans at the beginning of the search threw out the guy's name from UTEP as a possible. I was like, no, it's not gonna happen, guys.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, hard pass.
Yes. Give me UTEP on this one. USF. Notice they're not ranked anymore. I said just USF at University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing on Twitter, USF fans are turning on Alex Golosh, which I think is crazy. I think he is the sole
record?
Yeah. What is their record? I think they've lost probably 3 games now.
Why are they turning on the dude? What season is he in? 1 or 2?
I think they're turning on him because he's looking at other jobs and they're just coping a little bit. That would be my guess.
Come on, dude. What you don't expect to win a national championship at University of South Florida?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I find crazy. I think they'll win this game pretty easily. I think he's turned that program around, and they should have a little more respect for him just because you wouldn't be where you're at right now without him.
Exactly. Give me USF. Lincoln Riley, which is in my top 5 at Oregon. 15 USC at number 7 Oregon.
Yeah, this one's going to be a fun game. I'm definitely watching this one. I'm just in love with Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore is a great quarterback. I think if he was to declare for the NFL draft, he'd be in that contention for number 1 pick. They looked really fun last week. I think they're a really good football team. So as much as I like Lincoln Riley, and you guys might be surprised at how highly he is on my list when we talk about it, give me Oregon here.
Yeah, give me Oregon. I just think it's Lincoln's first year, I believe, at USC or second.
No, he's been there for a while.
Oh, he's been there for a while.
He's been there since Caleb Williams was there. That was like.
Oh yeah, he's been there. Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So, no wonder people are saying it's time for him to go.
Yeah.
It is. Give me Oregon. Syracuse at number 9, Notre Dame.
Yeah, how funny would it be if Fran Brown comes out here and beats Notre Dame? That would be awesome. I don't think it's going to happen. Give me Notre Dame here, but it will be there is a funny, situation here if it could happen.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame. I think Fran Brown is missing key players. He's a great coach. He is not in my top 10, but he's in my top 15 if he were to get offered the position. I think he would do wonders here, but I don't think he would ever come. That's just my opinion. Kentucky at our second favorite quarterback, Pavia, and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Give me
Number 14. They're right outside of the playoff picture.
Yeah, they need it. I think they'll get it. Give me Vandy here. I'm hoping that they can get it done.
Give me Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores. Arkansas at number 17, and I can't believe they're still in the picture. I thought they would be further down by now. Texas.
Yeah, that is crazy. Give me Texas here. I think they win it, and who knows if the committee decides to give them a spot. I don't think they should have one, but that would be. I think college football fans would be set on fire if that happened. They'll be going crazy. So Twitter would be a fun day, but give me Texas here.
Oh, before we continue, I'm going to ask you a question because I saw this on Twitter, and the committee's actually thinking about this. This would be crazy. 24 teams go to the playoff.
Yeah, that would be a little crazy, a little too crazy for me. I think. There's no need for that. We'll see. I think, it's always fun because you'll have more playoff games, but at the same time, do we really
when is football going to finish? In March?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see it as a possibility, but you never know.
Like I said, give me Vandy, give me Texas. Michigan State at Iowa.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Iowa here. I'm a fan of Michigan State, but they benched my guy Childs, which is really tough. And I think Iowa just plays a brand of football where they're going to get you one way or another on that defensive side. They're going to make it a fist fight, and I think they get it done here. Give me Iowa.
I agree with Dylan. Just give me Iowa. Iowa almost upset somebody last week. So
Oregon.
Yep.
But that was 2 weeks ago, I think.
Well, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. But that was a game that I was like, if you can pull this off, Oregon's going to be crying.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Okay, I already know where I'm going with this, even though I don't like either of the coaches. Duke at North Carolina.
Yeah, I know where I'm going pretty easy. Give me Duke here. I'm a Blue Devils guy, so give me Duke.
Give me Duke. I don't like Belichick, but I like the Duke guy better than Belichick, so give me Duke. Jacksonville State at FIU.
Give me FIU here. Give me the Florida team. I'm a fan of their quarterback, their lefty gunslinger, Jenkins. I know he hasn't had a great year, but I'm a fan. Give me FIU. Even if Jacksonville State's had a better year technically, I think FIU's the better team.
Give me FIU. I agree with Dylan on this one. University of Southern Miss against USA, Southern Alabama.
I'm picking my guys, Southern Miss. They've been balling. Yep. Better season than I even could have expected. I mean, I told you guys at the start of the year, I think their win total was 3.5 games, and they got like 6-7 wins. Sorry, didn't mean it in the joking way, guys, if you got that reference. But I think they got like 7 wins. So give me Southern Miss here.
I get the reference, but I'm like, what is this generation thinking about? What is it?
Crazy, because I coach middle school soccer, so it's always in my head up here. They got it going.
Give me FIU. Give me Southern Miss. East Carolina University at University of Texas San Antonio. I think this is it.
Oh yeah, UTSA, right? UTSA. Yeah. Give me Eastern Carolina here. I think, they've been a good team this year. They haven't been that great team, but they've been good enough. I think these are the type of games they win. So give me East Carolina. Sorry.
Give me East Carolina. And number 24, Tulane, and a coach that might not be the Tulane head coach very, very soon, because there's rumors he's linked to Auburn, Alabama. Tulane at Temple.
Yeah, give me Tulane. I know, we had a big breaking news that Florida fans were about, and then it went from not being too happy to being happy, because I think it was pretty obvious what was going on behind the scenes there. But give me Tulane here. I think, he is a good coach. I wouldn't want him at Florida just because we've been over this. We want a really proven coach at a high level. Yep. But I think, for Auburn, that's a good hire. I think he honestly, he's proven himself a little bit. So give me Tulane here.
Give me Tulane also. Kansas State at number 12. And since our Gators are not going to be in the playoffs, if Utah makes it, I'll be cheering for Coach Whittingham. Give me at number 12, Utah.
Yeah. I mean, we both like Utah a lot. I think they've had their resurgence recently, and I think that continues. Give me Utah here, but this is a little bit of a sketchy game. Kansas State has the talent to do some crazy things. I still think Utah wins it, but they gotta be, if they come out sleepwalking, this game could go either way.
Agreed. Give me Utah. Number 18, Michigan at Maryland.
Yeah, two exciting freshman quarterbacks going at it. This is going to be a fun one. Give me Michigan. I think Maryland's not at that level yet, but they could keep this game a little close, just because they have that talented freshman quarterback. But give me Michigan.
Give me Michigan also. Uh, TCU at number 23, Houston.
My team TCU kind of been letting me down recently. That being said, I think they pull the upset here. I know Houston's ranked. I know they got our guy Armstrong over there, but I love TCU. I love Eric McAllister. I love Josh Hoover. I think that offense is so fun. I'm gonna continue to pick them even if it keeps hurting me. So give me TCU here.
I'm gonna go with because there's Gator ties to Houston. I like TCU. I love TCU, but I've been picking them just like Dylan, and they keep hurting me. Give me Houston and see if they can get an outside shot to the playoffs. OK State at UCF.
Yeah, give me UCF here. I think OK State's, they're not in a great spot. Give me UCF.
Wow, who would have thought we would pick UCF against
Right,
OK State
right.
back in the day? But give me UCF. Georgia State at Troy.
Give me Troy here. Give me Troy. I think they're the better football team.
Give me Troy too. CCU at South Carolina.
Yeah, shout out South Carolina for that collapse, man. I think Shane Beamer's got some problems going on there. Even said I think South Carolina wins this game. So give me South Carolina.
Yeah, give me South Carolina. This is not a game. Fordham at Clemson.
Yeah, this one. I mean, there's nothing needed to be said. Give me Clemson.
Give me Clemson. University of Louisiana Monroe against Texas State.
Yeah, give me Texas State here. I think Texas State is the better program, so give me Texas State.
Are you surprised? This goes to the next game. We're gonna give me Texas State also. Are you surprised Georgia Tech's still on the outside looking in? I thought they would have dropped so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they're still 9-1. They've had
They're 16.
They're 16 right now. Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I think that every team's gonna have their ups and downs in college football, so I give them respect for that. I think they, with their record right now and with the couple games that they've won, give them a shot. As much as some of their wins, like Clemson's not looking as good as it was. I still think they're good.
The committee's gonna hate me, but how the heck is Miami in front of Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I think that one's pretty. There, you got an argument for Georgia Tech there.
All right, going back to the game, we got sidetracked there. Pitt at number 16, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I just hyped up Georgia Tech, but this is a game that they could definitely lose. I think Pitt, we talked about it. They found something with that quarterback, kind of out of nowhere. Freshman guy. It's in Georgia Tech. I'm going to go with Georgia Tech, but I can see a world where this goes differently.
Give me Georgia Tech, and I agree with Dylan's assessment. I can see a world where Pitt can upset them. Give me Georgia Tech, and that would definitely close their season if they were to get upset. Nebraska at Virginia Tech North, Penn State.
Yeah, Nebraska, Penn State. It's weird now because Raiola's not there, so this is a tough game for Nebraska. I think I'm going to pick Penn State just because of the talent without, their starting quarterback for Nebraska. I know the records are so different, but I'll go with Penn State here. I think Penn State, I don't know if it's an upset, but I think they pull off a little bit of an upset.
Give me Nebraska just because I think Penn State's in a disarray. I don't think they're going to be organized until they announce their coach, which there are rumors it might be the guy from Tulane, the guy Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline's been floating in the Penn State rumor mill since James Franklin got fired. Oh, by the way, James Franklin, must be nice to have a buyout and now get paid a new contract right away.
Oof, crazy.
uh, Give me Nebraska. University of New Mexico at Air Force.
Give me Air Force here. I like Air Force a little more. I think their record doesn't show how good of a team they are. Give me Air Force.
Yeah, give me Air Force. Colorado State at Boise.
I think this one's pretty easy. Boise State.
Yeah, give me Boise also. I'm going to skip the next game because the next game is who we're going to cover last. Number 21, Illinois at Wisconsin.
Yeah, pretty easily Illinois for me.
Yeah, give me Illinois. Guys, if we don't talk, it's because there's really nothing to talk about. When we don't talk, there should be blowouts, basically. Cal at Stanford.
Yeah, this one might be a little closer, but I still think Stanford is not very good. Cal's a better team, so give me Cal here in a close one.
Give me Cal. This is another person that fans wanted to be vetted by UF, but please stay in North Texas. University of North Texas at Rice.
Yeah, I mean, give him credit. He's made a little bit of a great team in North Texas. I don't think he's a UF caliber, but give me North Texas pretty easily here.
Yeah, give me North Texas. Rice is having a down year for what we're used to for Bryce. Western Kentucky at LSU.
LSU. I think Western Kentucky's been a good team. I'm tempted to say maybe this is upset alert, but LSU's LSU. They're always going to be at a higher level. So give me LSU.
Give me LSU, even though they're in disarray and they're fighting with us to try to pry Lane Kiffin away from Ole Miss. Give me LSU. Number 11. And it sounds weird saying this because I never thought BYU would compete for a national title. But if it continues this way, they're in the playoffs. Number 11, BYU at Cincinnati.
Yeah, give me BYU. They've actually impressed me in recent times. I watched them against TCU. They looked really good. So Give me BYU as much as we hated on them a little bit.
Give me BYU. Cincinnati's been slipping, and they're not even ranked anymore. Number 25, Arizona State at Colorado.
Yeah, I think I saw Jordan Tyson might be back. That helps a lot. Give me Arizona State here. I think, they've got the talent and they got a good coach. So give me Arizona State.
Give me Arizona State too. Washington at UCLA.
I think that one's pretty easily Washington. Not too much to say.
Yeah, give me Washington. Utah State at Fresno.
Oh, these are two of my kind of teams that I like to pick a lot. So
yes,
this is tougher.
Fresno's had a bad year.
Yeah. I mean, they're not too bad, but they're at home. I think Utah State pulls the upset here, even if they're away. Give me Utah State.
Give me Fresno just to play devil's advocate, but I think Utah State can win it. San Jose State at San Diego State.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy. I think San Diego State's had a much better year. Give me San Diego State.
Okay. Give me San Diego State. Now, we're going to end it with your 5 keys. I'm not giving 5 keys because my 5 keys are basically the same. And until I see improvement from DJ on a consistent basis, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I think he needs more coaching and more confidence building because I think his sophomore season is the fact that he's lost confidence more than his abilities. So give me your 5 keys and your final score. I'll give my final score, but I'm not giving 5 keys, guys. I'm sorry. I'll give you 5 keys next season.
Sounds good. I think number 1 is just, I've mentioned it a little throughout the show, is, use that swamp environment to your advantage. I think Florida's defense can overwhelm Tennessee with the fans at their back. I think we've seen it so many times against Tennessee. So, the swamp needs to be bumping. That's number 1. Number 2 is just keep getting the wide receivers involved. Like you said, it kind of gets repetitive, but keep getting J-Mike involved deep. I think he showed that he can be a playmaker. Keep getting VB3 if he's out there involved. Number 3 is just can we see, we talked about it a little. Can we see Cormani McClain? Can we see the young cornerbacks kind of step up? They're going to be tested against Tennessee. Tennessee likes to throw the ball. They got some good receivers. They got, a quarterback that can sling it. So can our cornerbacks step up? Number 4 is just be aggressive. I think, we've talked a little about how they haven't been as aggressive as you expected. This is a game where you feel like you could win if one or two things goes right. So be aggressive at home with the home field at your back. And number 4 is it's going to be DJ Lagway, as always. Can you get him comfortable? I think against Ole Miss, there was times where we dropped the ball at the very start of the game that those were completions that he needed to get comfortable. So, just being at home, can you get him comfortable? Those are my 5. Kind of quick, kind of spit them off, but it gets repetitive at the end of the day. And, Florida is at a point in the season where there's not much left you can say. My score prediction, I'm going to end up going 28-22. 28-22, a little bit of a different score, a unique score. I think the Gators win this one. I think the Swamp brings it home for them. I think the defense really locks in. Tennessee struggles, and we continue that streak that we've been so proud about.
2 things, guys, before I do my final score, and one thing that I'm going to plea with Coach Gonzalez to do. Don't panic, guys. I will work out a schedule with Dylan to do the playoff. We'll do a bracketology show. We know how to bounce off each other, and I work with his schedule. So even if our season's over, you're still going to get the SwampCast. But the SwampCast, we're not going to be covering the Gators, obviously, because the season's going to be over. But we'll cover the college football playoffs until the college football championship game, which we will predict our champion, and we might do a post game for the champion. We might not. Who knows? Because that's New Year's and things get crazy. So just wanted to do that. Billy Gonzalez, please play with house money. You have nothing to lose. You have 2 more games. And then you might still be in Gainesville, but you're not going to be the head coach. Go for it, please. Go for it. You have nothing to lose. Make these last 2 games exciting. My final score, our Florida Gators 28, the Tennessee Volunteers 24.
Love it. Love it.
Guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and send it out there. Everybody you know, so we can continue to grow the family. Follow my friend and Gators SI reporter on X at Dylan Olive_UF. Follow the Gator SI family on X and all the social media platforms. Follow their work. They do awesome work. And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators. Peace.